times. Right, so I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenging to do without having to kill you and Wraith too. Can I save again? I haven't saved in a while. Yeah, it's been over an hour. Spirit walks around you in a corner to show you something that she discovered in this place and knew she meant to be connected with her journey. Cherry tree. It's a small sapling, but it's beginning to sprout flowers. It doesn't make sense to see a cherry tree here in this place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in a black bathing suit, so you just accept it. Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze pulls up some petals, and they come cascading through the air around the both of you. You know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. What do they mean to you? For many people, being among cherry blossoms is like being a celebration of life. People travel great distances just to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away. For this reason, they are also a symbol of the fleeting nature of our life, of our fragile mortality. In a way, it's a specter of looming death that calls attention to the special moment. To see and appreciate life. Yeah, this game is actually pretty long. I'm over an hour in and we're only on her route. There's at least 4 or 5 routes. There's the trickster route. How does that duality make you feel, Aurel? Empowered. The knowledge that life and death are a cycle has always given me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life like a beautiful flower in the bloom allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. As you explain... As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death. Why should that matter? When it dawns you, Spirit has been trapped in the ghastly state of death and you don't have to cycle back. No rebirth. The moment of blossoming life long gone. The scary time of death and decay that comes after the good part. That is Spirit's eternity. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. I wasn't even thinking about you. I just... It's things from your heart. I can't let that bother me. A prayer is not the same. Hold on! I'm reloading. I'm reloading. I made her sad. We made Spirit sad. We can't have that happen. We need to make her happy. Okay, well, how do we answer that? Probably, we'll go with frustrated this time. Look at the tree and consider the Spirit's question. Reflect on your own current predicament. Stranded here, no understanding why, no control. Speak to Silent, the attention of such an interesting companion should bring you joy. There comes the cost of being completely confused and hopeless. Look up and see a crumbling cherry blossom at your feet. As you stare at it, something begins to rage inside you. Like a dragon! How could anyone find comfort even for a moment with death and decay looming on the horizon? Oh, she liked that one! Hey! It makes me so mad. I want to do something about it. I want to strike back against this shitty reality. Spirit let you go. Staying calm despite your bubbling rage. She must know thoughts like this. Is this why she asked you? So that you see from her point of view? I want to be alive! Feel connected to her at this moment more than you have at any point before. You wonder, does she feel the same? Once, the falling cherry blossom represented the souls of samurai warriors. Those were noble characters, those who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest honor, the greatest sacrifice, to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but the purpose gave them beauty. The warriors saw death coming, but they never despaired. They stood and faced it, held their swords and struck down their fear. Despite the samurai spirit that lives in me, and my noble bloodline, my life has ended, but my death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Those petals fall, they soon replenish, as if they're installed here by someone. But the spirit chooses her words very carefully. There's something, no respect for the balance of life and death. Sorry to interrupt. You know we don't believe you, right? Yep, but this time we got a really good reason. It's nothing to do with us being manipulated by an unseen force, because that's definitely not happening. Nobody accuses you that, but okay. Just to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Eat it while it's hot. It's time to go or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. We're in. What a fun day you've been having. I can see it written all over your face. You're shining. And that's just not the remaining anxious sweat from spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you're really feeling the whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. Enough gentle ribbing. It's time for you to go back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster! Rage is here too. You're not going to do the gag where you cram them all and scream at the same time again, so just believe me, they're all here. Just as sexy and demented as you remember them. You love it, line. Everyone's being very careful not to offend you by saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, getting this far. I'm surprised you are that these 4 are falling for you. And not because of your personality, but because you just met them yesterday. However, since Trapper seems like the biggest longshot then upholding to your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. There's no consolation prize for being the least loved killer on Murderer's Island, but hey, Letting them all have just one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do. And heaven knows they won't do any better than that. If I'm dining solo, I'm eating what I want. And you're all eating it too. Lamb shank, rare, salt, pepper, no sauces allowed. It was one single piece of broccoli, so Wraith won't complain. I like broccoli. It gives me horrible gas. Oh, I don't like that. Letty, wait till you smell what rare lamb does in our bowels. It's awesome. No, Mr. Shirley, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Like to share your day with the rest of the group. An interesting day, that's for sure. But how do you describe it to the others? Did you eat too much or too little? It could afford you standing with the group. Oh, snap. You could get upset about us sharing. Okay, but don't just sit there saying nothing. Nothing is not an option. I will gush about my date. You can all get to meet the real Spirit. She has a beautiful soft side. You'd all get to see it if you're a bit nicer to her. Spirit looks horrified. I promise she doesn't want people paying attention to her. She's just trying to do her own thing, not business killer club. Did you look? Oh, we need to reload. Yeah, that was the opposite. I figured that would be the opposite. That's why we saved. She didn't want us to talk about it. She doesn't want other people to know. All would be coy. It wasn't really a date. More like two people avoiding everyone else and choosing to be alone, but doing it in relative close proximity to each other. Exactly right. Couldn't have said anything value better myself. We're clearly happy with how you portrayed your date. No surprise. She doesn't like people getting into her business. Okay, we have the goth who likes to be alone and talks about like the darkness in her soul constantly. Okay, we need to keep that in mind for our dating options. Reddit and Claude bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now. They're all very tired. Oh wait, no, sorry. That's a very supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. Not a charming parody dating sim set in an undisclosed tropical paradise. Bony appetit. Don't you mean bone? No, almost everything we serve has lots of bones in it, even the vegetables. How have you done this? Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both of the sexual and deadly variety. When everyone finishes, Dwight and Claudette come back to clean the table. They linger around us to pick up your plate, taking your napkin, dust crumbs off the table. Would you like to say to your servants? Thanks! Top-down service is much appreciated. In fact, here, for us just for doing our jobs, thank you kindly. Everyone seems to begin as follows to the fire pit. We greatly appreciate it. We're told something big is going to happen, something that would change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Top cookies. Did you have a choice in how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good, something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. If the fire isn't too smoky, smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. I'm also horribly afraid of it. Fire, I mean, not my eyes, because of childhood trauma involving fire. Finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit, only to get away from the wraiths complaining. Heckin' Wraith. You take a seat in a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat gut against your skin, and wait for other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Well, narrator tell a story. I bet they'll get a stunningly creative mind, like, hey, are they allowed to This game is so long, by the way. Are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing. Nothing happens. Something almost seems like to be happening, so nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh, cool. Now everyone is looking at you. You know, do something. Can I pick something to the story, or can we play character? Charades. Boggle? Well, we're actually thinking, why don't you tell us a story? We point to the spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. Duck out of its way. Who knows what they can do? Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. Which is very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. You can't tell if you're warm by the fire, but your nerves heating up. I know the fire is right here. Maybe if we stop talking about it all this time, we can start to pretend it's not here and doesn't, threaten to burn us all alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. I was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Let's tell a story. We don't remember our past, but we know we'll go for a story. I'm game to tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Let's go with a romance, because I think Spirit would like that. I'll tell a romantic story about two lovers who take poison together and die foaming at the mouth. Take two strong hunters who meet when they both try to bludgeon the same wily Wolverine. Not quite, it's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting, so he'd been dragged there by some friends. It couldn't have been more different, and yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music and took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. It's soon to know if you can trust someone, don't you think? It's so sweet. Exactly, I learned a lot about love from them. If you know, you know. Some people don't need years to get acquainted with their partner. Love could spark from a mere look across the campfire. Now you have attention. Each killer is furiously attempting to catch your eye from across the fire pit. Except for Trickster, who was wandered over to the bar, was loudly playing his own music and headphones would drown you out. It was not a very good story. I don't mean to insult you, but it's actually quite bad. If his narrator keeps it real. You can't just end there. But who else would like to hear a story from tonight? Who can kill the killer? Deciding who might be the most entertaining. Spirit! I could tell a story. I don't really want to, but anything I say should be better than whatever you can get out of anyone else in this group. Like all good stories, I stole this one from someplace in the past who's now dead and can't do anything about it. It's called The Bride, or technically, I suppose, The Fiancé. Well, let's stretch real quick. Get the kinks out of my neck. Feel dizzy for a little second because I stretched too fast. Drink something. Okay, back to the game. I suppose The Fiancé. One winter, a young couple decided that the next spring they would be married. The two were madly in love, but could not wait for the soda mill so they could join in matrimony and unite their souls in eternity. For the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby, chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of the wedding. The two created invitations, figured out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilikoi, by the way. So fancy. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, the bride, or the fiancé, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open toe sandals for pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having set in such a lovely natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancé decided that she would create unique floral arrangements with a local wildflower that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day, she spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found. She would depict them herself on the morning of the wedding to be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with the incredible variety of flowers in the woods, she surveilled the bride, or the fiancé, since they had not yet been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, but she could not choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of the big day came, the fiancé told her husband to be that she had one final errand for the wedding. Instead for the ceremony to come, she dressed in a beautiful white gown and set off into the woods. Why would you why would you put the gown on before you went into the woods? Wouldn't you, like, rip it and stuff? Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting only the best stems and collecting them in a basket. As she came upon a once familiar clearing, something was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been. Just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful. She became dizzy just looking at them. Fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower. Every time she did, she noticed just ahead, and possibly even more beautiful blossoms. Carried by the sweet fragrance of spring air, the bride, or the fiancé, crept further and further into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy, fallen tree trunk and realized she had been here before. It wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems into festering, moldy piles on the floor. Where bees had been, now only flies buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back, but the path was dark. Into a shadowy glen, she walked and walked and walked. That day, as guests gathered at the farmhouse, the fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, but to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, into the forest. There were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. There old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. Fiancé stayed with fiancé for eternity, always wandering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, and never finding them. Distracted by a never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you were loved for who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad. Just like someone we know. How about story time? A lot of people like to take potshots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves a follow-up. When you think it's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. So I'm much more a fan of the episodic style of storytelling. Knowing it's a series takes a lot of pressure off any individual installment and builds a greater sense of community between audiences and creators. Tell me, Aura, if you could delete any sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that, we don't actually care, but just should make sure we seamlessly move on to the next segment of the evening. Gosh, maybe I'd been small talk again, the way of a romantic twilight moment. Right, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know what we need to get back to? That thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay, have fun tonight, and try not to wink wink. Wink wink. End of dead. Why do you say the words wink wink out loud? What kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end of dead thing? Red is physically incapable of blinking, not since the accident. How did you... And you do know that all of those people that are despicable criminals with a double-digit count. Kill counts, right? Well, except for Spirit. She really doesn't belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. I hear somebody trash-talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this off to the hot tub so I can soak this bottle while I roast that ghost with some killer hot takes? There's enough of the burns, things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to a literal fire. Must it be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran as far away from this place? Just you and me. Now spindle the legs, you're probably tired before we got too far. It's running away to someplace more secluded. Orla is, after all, they should obviously join me. Have you seen his leg? Pure power. As that walk speed really reflects my giant stature. That's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. My own choice, and it's completely illogical. As everyone starts sexually comparing this with each other and creating drama. I'm so over all that. Did you get it? Society wants you tricking and fighting with each other, so corporations can swoop in and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'm sitting in the shade. I'm loving Spirit right now. I'm sitting here drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actually trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone on, or is it just me? It's just you. I love her. Toy Trapper's insatiable appetite. It seems his attention, along with the attention of getting everyone else, is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick maybe one of us, we can all move on with our lives, or, you know, special projects we might have going. Who will it be? Who will you head out for an evening activity? Saying you may not get a ton of chances to date around like this before your time on Murder's Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with the name either. With this streaming reality TV dating show boom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we're back to saluting Trickster because, ugh, that guy. Spirit? Oh, you picked me. Yay. So that was rude of me. I despise phoniness, I should be honest with you. You make for interesting company, and I love the idea of winning over these other killers at all costs. Even though I hate the game and the prize, but I had a long day. Floating, subverting expectations, grinding my teeth as I imagine a sweet, sweet revenge. It takes a lot out of me. Don't stop bringing your A game, alright? It might seem like I hate everything, and getting to really know who I am is an impossible task now we're trying. Too bad. You won't know unless you search deep inside yourself and bring everything you've got. Or just say the exact right thing at the right time and melt my cold heart in an instant. I don't know the rules here any better than you do. You at the bar, I guess. You arrive at the bar to find White and Claudia both holding a cocktail shaker, surrounded by a bevy of bottles or assorted boozes. Who's ready to get wasted? I don't drink, so not me. You really don't drink ever? Is that like because it just falls out a hole in your stomach thing? Or I drink alcohol because alcohol is poison to the body and mind. I need to act like a fool to have a good time. Why'd you choose the Mixology lesson as your romantic nighttime activity? Everyone knows this kind of dad isn't used to live up and bruise and make terrible decisions. It's true, not a single person has ever learned anything at one of these things. Wait, now's not the time. You learn how to tie a cherry knot in a stem using only your tongue. Whoa, whoa. Who ordered the soda with a splash on my private business? Because that's off menu. I know what I'm drinking to forget tonight. Mixology is a real thing. It doesn't require alcohol to be interesting. If you know all that I've worked at a restaurant where I was violently executed by your father, on whom you will have your bloody vengeance, right? Well, so be it. How about you, Earl? Do you drink? I will stay sober because that's what you like. I have the impression that tonight will be a night that I want to remember perfectly, so I'm going to pass on the alcoholic drinks. Hear, hear! Alcohol is a false escape. Besides, it's not like sober people can't have fun. I don't drink either. No, I mean, it's a thing. Garcia Spear picks up a plump cherry and roughly stabs a little plastic sword through it. Cherry juice splatters everywhere as the little fruity guts splatter onto Spirit's lap. Oopsie, one of the upsides are wearing black. It hardly shows stains. No take-backsies. So, lovebirds, what drink shall we make? Fancy beer? Zombie? Bloody Mary, or Dark and Stormy? What the hell is a zombie and a Dark and Stormy? I'm not getting a fancy beer, and I'm not getting a Bloody Mary because that's alcoholic. Is it Dark and Stormy a non-alcoholic drink? It kind of fits her, like, tone. Can I save here before I make this choice? I can't save. It's rum and ginger. What's a zombie? I don't want to drink. Can they make Bloody Marys without alcohol? Bloody Marys have alcohol. It's made with vodka. For gin or tequila in this place. Zombie drink. What is a zombie? Made of fruit juices, liquors, and various rums. So all of them are alcoholic. So all of these are alcoholic drinks. Let's just go with the... Ooh. Yeah, it's just tomato juice. I looked up a zombie. It's, the tiki cocktail made of fruit juices, liquors, and various rums. There's no correct choice here. Yeah, I can't pick the right thing. Let's go dark and stormy because it matches her mood. Put a dark and stormy drink for my dark and stormy date. Okay, that one is cute. Oh my god, we made the right choice. Please, allow us to demonstrate how a dark and stormy is made. First rum, or in this case rum extract, and a bit of apple juice is poured over ice. And then fresh ginger beer is added in. Garnish with a lime wheel, and drink. The end. You think you're up to the challenge of replicating this recipe, Oral? Replicating rum substitute and ginger beer over ice? Don't forget the lime wheel! Rum substitute and ginger beer over ice with a lime wheel. I'm sure I appreciate your tone, but yes, you got it. You're natural. Sassy natural. You enjoy it might have more in common than don't you dare. Girl seems to be in a lovely mood as she sips her dark and stormy. She's not even rolling her eyes with your petty behavior. On cue, a literal dark storm begins to make its way from the ocean. You taste your own dark and stormy as you watch the clouds approach. It's quite refreshing. Isn't this fun? Honestly, it's the most drama-free fun I've had since I got here. Picked a simple but delicious drink. We got plenty of time left to relax. Want to make out a little? We're in. We're in. Breathe in a sip of the drink and immediately begin coughing. We can get a yes out. Lightning strikes a palm tree on the beach and immediately starts a fire. The activity ends abruptly as Claudia and Dwight ushers the two of you away. No! I wanted to do it. We were so close. The gang's all together again on the volleyball court. Seems like only yesterday we were sitting here on the sidelines watching everyone get sweaty. The entity intervened. Because it was? Oh, it feels like I've been here a lot longer than that, actually. It's late, the sun's already beginning to rise. Better get stuff away quickly so that you can get some beauty rest. I do not recommend the eternal damnation of perpetual narrative. Good thing you've really used your time well since then. Really getting to know the gang, the brain, the mogul, the basket case. They spelled psychotic wrong. The psychotic bunny girl. 2 typos. We've had 2 typos so far. It's PSY, isn't it? The psychotic? You know, the 4 types of people. I'm the psychotic one. Anyway, everyone has gathered on the volleyball court for a new type of game. Pitch your dream date and see who Oral chooses. He's ready for a round robin. How round are we talking? No, not the E-Hunters. Each killer gets 2 minutes to say about all the dream date they have planned for tomorrow. In a particular order, which is a weird thing to mention, right? Almost like the order does matter. Sharp, why don't you go first? You think you deserve it, even in case subtle dig. Stop talking. Sharp, without further ado, would you like to make us all uncomfortable with pushing the boundaries of what's acceptable and not only a polite society with the narrative in-world event, also the larger meta-narrative of Dead by Daylight dating experience? Some days you just gotta say it. Well, yes, thank you, I'd love to. Oh, you think you picked me? Well, it's your final warning. Pick me and be punished and rewarded? Tomorrow will suck, probably. I'm not an easy guy to get along with, I know that. I said this much, I'm hiding a secret on this island that makes fans shit themselves with excitement. If you like Chopper, you're gonna love it. And if not, you're a maggot. Also, everyone, even confident sexy ladies in rabbit masks better stay the hell away from my yacht. And time's up, everyone. Gotta learn about the options so you're ready to choose in the morning. Go ahead and dream about these swoon options. You're ready to make a choice come dawn. Have a swell night. Did you forget to mention something? Oh, gosh, you forget. If you run a slumber peacefully, there's one more thing. No reality surviving dating competition parody will be complete without singling out one of our contestants who's ready to cheer on the edge of a psychological break, giving them a little push. Hold up, this has been a survival dating competition parody this entire time and I'm just not finding out about it? Come on, the signs were there, you just didn't read it. Welcome to Murderer's Island. Now it's time to eliminate one of the killers. Oof, it's like butchering, but it hurts even worse. You can't kill the killer. Can you break their heart? You dare to even try? You mean, that's right, tomorrow one of these sexy slicers will not be allowed to take you on a date. Who's it gonna be? Will not be eligible. Can I save right now? But why? Because it's dramatic? Because it's surprising? Because it's a classic reversal of fate? Hurt someone's feelings? Someone dangerous? It's gonna be a champ? What's your thought process here? Barbara seems like he might throttle you into sleep if you eliminate him. That being said, at least you'd see him coming. Spirit could be anywhere. She floats. And here she can disappear. Hard to track. You can get rid of Rich, you might cry. Although I totally support normalizing men crying and being vulnerable. It seems like he might be an ugly crier. Hunter, she might pretend to be okay with it, but you start seeing her behind every tree. I'm gonna say this, I don't envy you, boss. So which sociopath are you eliminating? I'm gonna do Wraith because he may like start crying, but the other two are going to actually kill me. Look, I'm here and I'm horny and I'm not really getting positive reinforcement for you, Wraithy Poo. Please don't take this personally. Just my opinion of you and who you are and what you're about deep down as a person. How I don't like it. Yeah, they bimboified Claude, no! Like, give me something, you know? A kiss, a wink, a hold of a hand. And just telling me about all the mysterious stuff you're obsessed with? Or better yet, don't. Wraith rises, Holly never seen him, and calmly walks to the exit. He leaves, he turns to you. When you came here, I thought perhaps you would be different. I don't know how my last bit of hope in humanity hasn't been snuffed out, but it wasn't. It is now. You're just like the rest of them. There's no hope of goodness here. The only thing I can try to do is escape. I burn everything and everyone to the ground. He leaves. Pretty badass exit. Not expecting that. And he broke the heart of someone heartless. She gets some shut-eye. Don't worry too much about the broken heart you left behind, because of course he'll receive a consolation prize. I might not get to go home with Oro in the cellar, but I'll never sleep alone again. That's right, we're sending an eliminated player home with... their mostly new Trickster body pillow. The next best thing to the real Trickster. Might not hug you back, but definitely won't try to stab you. How do we know? Because I've tried. That's right. Quite tested. Claudette approved. Hope you sleep well tonight. Oro, you're my hero for what you've accomplished. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you've done? And not because of the guilt. I mean, knowing that there's legit homicidal maniac who hates you so close by. How can you sleep tonight knowing what you'll do tomorrow? I don't know how you'll do it, but you better go before Claudette and Dwight and Claude come back and put you to sleep themselves. You know this too. Schedule. Mostly new. Well, what a crazy way to end the day. An elimination? I didn't even know that was kind of a game. It's okay with everyone, especially with our loser. Everyone deserves a send-off. We'll see how things go tomorrow, I suppose. I was not expecting anything. I tend to shut my mind off during a hard time. I know I seem all excited and devil may care, but the truth is, I'm really a pessimist at heart. It tends to happen when your mother was cured by an elk when you were young? Yeah, how'd you know? Wild guess. It's also the only thing you talk about. Excuse me, I think I saw a raccoon over in that tree, and I'm feeling peckish. I know I said some things when Earl kicked me to the curb, and I also want to say I'm embarrassed for how I acted. Not what I said, though. I stand by it. I want everyone to burn. How would you say things are going? It's a matter of perspective. If I was going to impress me, things are going poorly. My goal is to get themselves killed. They're doing an amazing job. Of course, Oral's into me. Why wouldn't they be? I'm thoughtful, beautiful, surrounded by a calming mist. I've also got gray hair. I want this outfit in TBD. If they release this outfit for Dead by Daylight, I will buy it day one and I will spam 100 games in a row with her. Since I'm technically dead, I'm extremely low maintenance. Look, I don't like to throw the term anime waifu around too often, but the body pill to fit, snuggle it, you know what I mean? What? No, you're not a part of this. You don't get a confessional. It's cool, man. I'm not part of anything. You feel me? I'm not a cog in anyone's machine. I'm my own machine. This whole thing is pretty cute, though. Terminally low budget. Old school marketing vibe. Not NGL. Kinda wish I wasn't so busy right now. That's to be down with the reality show style dating competition with survival elements. Got my new album, upcoming tour, finalizing the sticky line, producing a limited series of my life, starting a new social media NFT crypto app. I'm doing those private gigs over at IP Island. My dude, you gotta come check it out. IP Island, it's dope. It's with the real killers hanging out. Fully licensed, no legal drama. Lawyers, take a hike. I'm gonna tell everyone that Trickster said that about them. Don't worry. Of course, Trickster is an NFT, bro. I'm talking your favorite established characters from all over pop culture that can't be seen on this island. Oh, you probably can't even mention them. Like Ghostfit. Don't say it. Look, we get it. You're very popular in the band. We have a game to get back to. I don't want to be sued. Ghostfit. Come on! Let around, let me care. I'm the Trickster. See you around, or you too, narrator. I have a name, you know. You? Yeah, seriously, do not pay me enough to deal with you people. Is it my turn? What? No, it's not your turn. You're sentient water. How are you even sitting in that chair? What's a chair? I think you're getting all wet. Now it's gonna smell like mildew. Okay, rude. Fine, let's get this over with. It's your turn, Ocean. Do your check-in. Check-in? I was just looking for the bathroom. Bathroom? Are you serious? Down the hall left. Okay, never mind. Never mind? What does that mean? No, not you too. It doesn't mean to be a confessional time for literally every character in this game. Okay, we don't have to confess anything. We've just been working our asses off for 2 days straight and want to sit down somewhere. This chair is wet. I think the ocean just peed on it. How is that pot? You know what? I don't care. You two are looking pretty pleased with yourselves. I got something to confess. Oh great, what's it gonna be? You ate glue in the 2nd grade? You cheated in an algebra test once? Watching Wraith get eliminated was the first time in my unending spiral of pain in my life that I felt even a modicum of joy. Every minute that I'm alive is a nightmare. This place, the sun, these sweet sugary drinks. Sounds fun for a long weekend, but for an eternity? The unrelenting rhythm of crashing waves and wailing seagulls. The transcending song of evil that makes you question the very foundation of the universe. Why am I here? Why are any of us here? What kind of sentient being would do this? Please, erase from my existence. Make sure I was never born. Pull the plug in this experiment. Let my soul be free. Please, please get me out of this polo shirt. Okay, let's get you to bed, Betty. Buddy, I don't want you to go to bed. Going to bed eventually means I'll have to wake up. Mood. Yikes, huh? That was a weird way to end. Oh, what are you gonna do? You let the camera roll long enough, someone is bound to say something crazy. It seems like someone's had a long shot. I get achievement 2 days in paradise. Yeah, he just boots up DVD. So hit the hay and get some rest. Tomorrow's gonna be a doozy. This game is so long. I expected like half an hour. Soft sunlight warms your skin, nudging you awake. Also, you're using a killer crab as a pillow, which you're sort of okay with. What's that? You don't know about killer crabs? Alright, you didn't go to the Huntress Day. You really missed out. It was thrilling, I guess. It would have been. You have to play the game again to get the reference, I suppose. You pull on your beach attire and splash water in your face. The bright clouded approach. The look on your face is excitement, terror. Notice your stomach flutters with butterflies. Someone's in love. You've been infected with zombie butterflies in your stomach. It has happened to you before, but it's probably the love thing. It's time. Flutter goes rushes over the bridge where the killers all stand flanked by tiki torches. It seemed very reminiscent of a TV show you used to hate watch with your ex. So the message is clear. You're going to declare your affections for a killer in front of several other killers. Isn't church supposed to be here? We paid him good money to make some half-ass cameos in this show. I'm going to chew his agent out. Before they walk over to your big moment, you think we haven't noticed how you've been to us, Oral. Is it a choice to pick them?